as you guys know, I have been on the Gamescom and the GGG booth. And by the way, Gamescom is still running. If you're in Germany and you're close, I would certainly check it out. I was able to play the PoE2 Boss Rush, and we, as you can see here in the background, it's not only me. We were on stage, Woody and I. Woody is right there. You can see him right there. And we had a 1v1 challenge. And there was also a leaderboard, depending on how many bosses you kill and how fast you are and so on. That was actually really freaking cool. I had tons of fun, right? And Woody and I, we decided to go with the same class. We had a sorcerer setup, and we were not able to change skills, anything. It was all... We couldn't even see the skill tab. It was not possible. We didn't see what supports we had or whatever. And yeah, as you can see here, it starts you randomly. I think this is an Act 4 location, right? Kind of has to be. And then, yeah, you run very short through a map location, basically. And then it ends up in this boss arena. And this is a first new boss, which appeared to always be the first one, no matter how you did it. And this is the Great White one. As you can see, it's kind of like a land shark thingy that jumps out of the sand and attacks you. If I'm being really honest, none of these bosses were actually really a challenge. I just died like a pleb multiple times by getting stuck in a group of monsters because I really wanted to be the Woody. And so I risked it a little bit, right? And I really didn't want to kill any mobs, because I thought that's the only way how I have a chance even to beat Woody, right? So I risked it a little bit, and I just got fucking blasted throughout the boss rush event. I didn't die to the earlier bosses. I think at the end there's a monkey boss that is actually really interesting. That yeah, worked out pretty well, if I'm being honest. And then here you can see boss goes down, you're instantly getting to the next thing. We were able to loot, so you can see me actually checking out my loot. The only problem here though was that the keybinds I was not able to change. So I could not use my normal keybinds to open the inventory, which made it like super weird for me to check for items, because inventory is on I, which I don't do. I have inventory on C or Shift C or something. I actually don't know. It's such a habit, I don't even recall where it is. And that way I can't quickly change items and identify items and stuff like that. Here you can see me kill some mobs, but then, as I said, I'm just trying to go super freaking fast to the boss to even have a chance against Woody, right? In hindsight, if I had just played safe, it might have been maybe a close battle, actually. The problem is when you die, you obviously return to the last checkpoint. But also another problem is the loading screen, for whatever reason, is ridiculously long, right? So here we're just fighting Blackjaw. I'm gonna spare you guys the already known bosses, if I'm being honest. It goes down, instantly goes next to the thing. Here you see that I had to press I with my right hand because like I wanted to WASD check my inventory. Okay, let's skip through this part. I think he has actually died the first time. Because this is gonna be another new boss that is also pretty easy, but something new for you guys to see. And we have seen this boss. This is, I think, the Blind Beast or whatever the name is. And you go into this arena, and this is a boss where you legit just stand extremely close and you can't really die. It has a couple of slams, a couple of frontal claw attacks, basically, but nothing really dangerous as well. As you can see, if you just stand behind the boss, you're totally fine. Here, what I didn't know at that time, but I knew afterwards, we were playing on patch 0.3 already, so the infusions were already in the game, but that was too much in the beginning to just... I had no clue about the skills. I didn't know which supports. I didn't even know it's 0.3. This was recorded on Wednesday as well. Here you can see Woody checking out where I am, actually. And yeah, I had no clue that infusions are even part of the game, and I didn't even know what they do because the reveal was that day, right? So yeah, here you can see the Forsaken Sun, who actually has a new ability, which is the Forge Hammer, the little spiral that you saw throughout the reveal stream. He didn't even do it once against me because, as you can see, I'm freaking chunking like crazy with the level 35 or whatever Sorg that we had here, because I was sometimes able to snap the ignites off of the mob, and then were like crazy, it was dealing crazy damage, but I was not able to pinpoint during this time what was happening. I was just able to understand how I did it, right? And here, this is a yeah, kind of like a sunken pirate ship zone, which also has a new boss at the end of it. I'm gonna skip to it because there's really nothing else for you guys to see here. Where's the boss? Here you go. You come up to this throne, Captain Hartoon. That's the boss. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but this one is also really easy if you stay close. There's one thing where he is channeling, where you just legit step out of it and you're good to go. So there's not really any danger whatsoever. Again, like this Sorg is completely chunking because I kept doing the combo that I learned during the shark encounter, right? And I just kept pulling off or trying to pull off the same combo because I did not know about the infusions. And if you can see right here, like trying to see the little infusion dot while all of the effects are happening on screen is basically impossible if you don't know what you're looking for. Only after the reveal happened, I actually understood what I did to the bosses when I crazily chunked them. Then we changed the POV over to Woody's side. Now you can see me sitting right there, right behind his head, basically. Here you can see the queue, which was actually not that packed, but also Wednesday was higher priced entry and only less people allowed because it was more for like press and stuff. And in the background, you can also see more PCs where you were able to play, or still are at this moment, able to play this exact event, right? Here you can see Woody. I actually don't know if this is going to be a new boss. Let me figure this out real quick. Yes, this is the guy we saw from the reveal trailer. Again, not really a tough boss. Just basically stay behind it all of the time and dodge out of the quick turn. And demolish the HP bar. I don't know if Woody, how fast Woody figured out the infusion stuff. Looks like he did pretty much the same way as I did, because he giga chunked that guy right now. Okay, then as you can see, you kill it. You can loot if you want, right? Woody's checking for the loot there right now. He actually identifies and found new boots, which happened to me once on another try that we did afterwards. I got like 20% movement speed boots, which was kind of funny. And yeah, this is, I think, Azakbok. So also no new boss here. This is just the lady on the bone motorcycle, basically. So this is not a new boss. I'll just leave it running in case you want to see how Woody is doing this, but we already know the boss, right? And yeah, Woody is also pulling off the combo. When you see the HP getting omega chunks, that's like the snap that is happening, basically, where you consume the ignite and then infuse the next spells, basically, right? Which is quite a lot of damage here. As you can see, like, that's actually pretty chunky. And the gear wasn't really good on these characters, right? On these pre-made characters. So remember that. The gear wasn't... As you can see, as you could saw, Woody swapped out rare boots for magic boots. So the gear definitely wasn't the best. So Woody killed Azakbok. This is gonna be, if I remember correctly, this is going to be... I think here I asked for a restart because I died again, actually, and I wanted to restart and get another fresh try in, because it was about time and how many bosses you kill. So, and we had 40 minutes in total, or an hour in total. So I just wanted to restart to get like a good time in, basically, right? But it was not possible because we started at the same time, so it was better for the spectators to kind of like follow. Right? It's totally fine. Oh no, actually, this is a new boss. This is a Siren. She goes AFK basically multiple times throughout the fight, and I think this is kinda depending on her HP, but it also seems like you can skip the last portion of it. As you can see right here, after you did some damage, she's just gonna dip. But this can also happen at 66% or 33%. So if you are fast, you can actually skip one of the phases. Then you can see she's AFKing in the middle, spawning mobs on the outside, and she does this beam forward. I have never tried out what would happen if you stand in it. That's probably pretty dangerous, right? So you just basically kill these trash mobs, which are absolutely no problem to take out, and just wait for her to stop AFKing in the middle, basically. And yeah, well, dodge the basically 180-degree frontal that we had there, and yeah, then you just go on and decimate the boss. All in all, I think it was kind of cool. The builds were, especially the Sorc build was really cool. I played an Invoker as well, which was insanely tanky. I legit just played the Invoker just to try it out and see what the new skills do or whatever, to kind of like see any buffs or changes. And then I tried out to like legit tank on the Invoker, and I could stand in all of these boss mechanics except the Siren frontal, because that one was so easy to dodge. I was like, okay, I'll probably never stand in those, but I was able to tank the Gorilla Slam that is coming up now. I was able to tank basically, and I kid you not, everything on the Monk. It was so incredibly tanky compared to like the Sorc or like the other classes that I played. Oh, Woody almost got surrounded there. Okay, so this is, I don't know, is this the monkey? Yeah, this is the monkey. So no. Oh no, actually this is Lucian, the Chimera, right? We already also know the Chimera. You kill the stone pillars, it gets CC'd. You kill the Chimera. Nothing really new actually here. Woody's checking where I am, and loading screens, I kid you not, they were extremely long. It's kind of insane. I don't know what was happening there. Then this is one of the newer bosses. Let me skip here. Also new area. But this was like a special layout. This is probably not going to be the exact area that the bosses are going to be in the campaign. And here you can see the monkey that I was talking about earlier. It's actually really cool. You can see the monkey jumping off of the shoulder and then jumping on the staff here, and then turning into a much bigger monkey. It's kind of cool that Woody's zooming in here actually. And yeah, so this one is fairly interesting. I might have died there again in the background. Stupid. And yeah, so you basically tank and spank for a while until the monkey goes AFK and is like, yep, I'm jumping on these little towers here. And then from what I understand so far, you need to go close to these towers to bait a slam from the monkey down from the tower. And as soon as you have cleared all the towers by basically running past them once, the monkey goes back into the middle and it's attackable again. Again, that's how what I gathered from the one or two tries that I had on the monkey. One kill, and I think I had like another kill, but yeah, so didn't really fight against him that long, so I didn't see literally every mechanic. But that's basically what it comes down to. Then there is another thing that is pretty important, which I do not fully understand yet. He's going to go and teleport into the middle. I hope Woody's not going to kill it beforehand, because I'm seeing this footage for the first time as well here on Woody's side. He might actually kill it before. Here you can see he's going close to the towers. Not really. So see, if you don't go close to the towers, they keep shooting. As soon as you go close, it's jumping down, slamming towards you. Yes, okay, so this is the thing. It puts you in the middle, and now these mimics run away. And I think you can actually spot... That is a very unlucky timing. You can actually spot... Let me go to this last frame here. you can actually spot yourself as a mirror image from what it looks like. And then what you can see here is exactly the Arbiter Ball. So you want to go inside of the area because everything else is gonna explode. And this is just gonna then rinse and repeat here. So, and then we also captured the complete front POV, basically. The PCs that you can play the boss rush on yourself are basically in the background now. To the right side is the queue and the spectators, and also behind the camera and to the left of the camera were also people, right? So actually really cool setup that they had here. This is easily the coolest thing that I have ever done in my content creation career. To be able to play here on the stage on the PoE2 thing was super freaking cool. You can see on Woody the skeleton boss, the big one. I'm gonna skip that too. It's probably not really interesting if you are here for the newer bosses. And yeah, that's another new boss. It's kind of sad that we only have this one up now in small. I don't know if I can zoom here actually. No, it's not possible. This is the chained prisoner, something like that from the name. And this one is actually really interesting because you're basically tank and spanking. You're in melee range, trying to be behind the boss, like in so many other cases as well. And then at some point, in 4 positions, basically north, east, southwest, there are gonna be switches. And at a certain percentage of health, he's gonna go immune, as you can see right here. Then you need to go to a switch, and that one is going to shoot a big crossbow bolt into the prisoner that is going to regenerate him a little bit and make him attackable again. And then you rinse and repeat. You do not need to activate multiple switches. It is totally fine to just click on one of these switches and then start killing the boss again. Very cool. Here you can see the Arbiter Slam on the right on my POV. Let me actually go back here a little bit. You can see the teleport happening and me pausing. You can see here I'm baiting the slams to get the monkey off of the tower on all of these 6 pillars. Or pillar, not a tower. And then instantly after, in my case, the teleport happened. Here you could see I got teleported in the middle of the arena. I was confused because this was the first time I saw this. I paused and I was looking for a debuff. You don't get a debuff explaining what is happening. But as you can see right here, as soon as I unpause, you can see the mirror images running away from me. Oh, which actually didn't work. You saw it on Woody earlier. I think there is one that looks different, like you, because the monkey is saying something like, chase yourself or whatever. And I think that one that looks similar to you is going to indicate where the Arbiter Ball is going to land. So you obviously want to make it into the ring now, which I don't even know if I make it or not. No, I made it. Okay, so I didn't lose any HP there. And yeah, that's the rinse and repeat. Also the same for the cage prisoner, happening exactly the same thing. Yeah, all in all, I had an absolute blast. Here you can see the pillar mechanic. I go close to bait the slam. As you can see, Woody is about to fight Viper Napuazi next. So we had some new bosses and some old bosses in the boss rush, which I felt was actually really well done. And I think there was this event on its own was also a really cool idea by GGG. I was really happy that we had something like this going on at Gamescom. Here you can see the mechanic with the mirror images actually running away. Let me go back a tiny little bit. I didn't see that I got teleported into the middle because I was already very close. Here you go. You can see the screen having the little purple stuff on the outside. The little, I don't know, vision-like effect. And then you can see right here on my mouse, basically, you can see the pink mirror images running away from the center. And I think when you see this in full screen, you would be able to tell the odd one out and then be able to stand in the Arbiter Ball. I don't actually know how much damage this dealt, or if I was able to stand in it. Let's have a look. I don't know. Like, I was certainly very confused here. No, see, it didn't even one-shot, so I guess you're fine. Then you saw a frontal where he turns. Also not the worst thing that can happen there. And yeah, left side Woody is just Viper Napuazi again. You can see the pillar mechanic. I think that's basically how you do it, because if you don't get close, they're just gonna range attack you. And if you're in the middle and you get blasted by all 6 mirror images, that's a lot of damage that you're taking, actually. Here you can see the frontal also don't really take that much damage, actually. So I don't know if the tuning is gonna be the real one from the game. Here we see the mirror images again. It's obviously very tough to tell the correct one when it's so small at the top. But yeah, after doing this for the 3rd time, it was a bit easier for me to spot the correct one. And yeah, I actually don't know what boss is coming up for Woody here. This is basically the end of the thing. This is where it ended. And then we also did another run, which we did on the Mercenary. And we basically restarted. And I actually don't know if the order of the bosses is exactly the same as before. It might actually be. Yeah, the order might be the same. Very funny here for this build. I don't know who did this build. It was rough. Not gonna lie. It took me a long ass time to understand that this character had 2 crossbows that you were loading different bolts into. It had the shoot crossbow on left click and on right click. And I certainly do not do it like that. And it was so confusing because obviously I did not set up this character. So sometimes when you were loading a special bolt into a crossbow, you didn't know if it went to left click or right click. So especially this first boss fight was absolutely awful to figure the clue how I did this. As you can see, Woody was way earlier here and I start the fight, and as soon as I'm able to attack, I'm just gonna chunk him for so much HP that I just instantly catch up to Woody. It's actually really, really interesting. Here you go. Boom. Big damage. So I had no clue how I did it. I tried to figure out the build. Meanwhile, I somehow chunked him for tons of damage. Again, it might have been a build. Might have been a bug. And yeah, I also had the confusing double crossbow shenanigans going on, which I was certainly not a fan of. Here again, you can take a look at the great white one, which is the land shark thingy. As I said earlier, absolutely not dangerous. Here I was trying out if it would deal and how much damage it would deal if I'm in melee range. Here you can see like the bite attack, and you just see my health globe basically not even moving, although it's hitting me. So this guy is absolutely not dangerous whatsoever. It's probably gonna be one of the first bosses that you're going to fight, depending on which island you're going to take in Act 4, right? Seems to be really fitting for a boss for a first or maybe a second area or something, or a first area on an island, or a second area on an island, depending on which one you choose, obviously. So yeah, you have this tornado. Basically just don't stand in it, and yeah, just trying to stand behind the shark as much as possible. But even if you don't, as you can see, the damage is like fairly limited. Then we have Blackjaw again, which is not really interesting, so I'm gonna go skip forwards, and we will see the blind beast one more time. And here during this fight we actually ran out of time, so or not on this boss, actually on the next one, but this is basically the last boss that we had time for in our 1 hour time frame. And as you can see, Woody is now the lucky one. He comes in way later than me, but with the first attack he chunks the boss like crazy again. So he actually caught up a little bit, and even though I'm basically at around 50% HP on the boss and Woody is at around, I don't know, maybe 60-65%, it ends up actually being fairly close. And yeah, the boss we saw earlier, absolutely not dangerous whatsoever. You just stand behind it and you dodge the frontals by yeah, just dodge rolling basically. And oh yeah, true, it's actually the Witch Hunter Ascendancy that is chunking this. Now everything makes sense. I didn't even think about this. For whatever reason, I thought this was a mercenary, but obviously this is actually a Witch Hunter. So obviously you have the Witch Hunter Ascendancy doing the big chunk at the start, but obviously in a range. So there's that, a bit of RNG involved. Here you can see how close it actually ends up being. It's almost died at the exact same time. I actually went through and did did like frame by frame, and mine died just a tiny bit earlier, and then we went on to Forsaken Sun. But as I said, our time for the event was over now, so we packed up and had a great other time on Gamescom. I hope there was something interesting for you guys there. I hope you didn't get Omega spoiled. I'm going to be live on Twitch in preparation for 0.3. We are taking a look at the patch notes. We're dissecting the reveal. We're looking at all of the interviews that are happening, and then trying to come up with a build that we're going to be starting for 0.3, the third edict of Path of Exile 2. If you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel or check me out on Twitch. I'm probably live right now, and I'll see you next time.